Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. I think this is the first time I've ever shown my face on this channel. And we're going to start a series of videos dedicated to movies, series. Of course, everything's going to center around superheroes, especially Marvel. We are going to dive into some DC stuff. And especially we're going to touch on Star Wars, something that I've never covered on this channel, but I'm a big fan of and I have a lot of opinions on. I have done movie reviews on this channel before. Please disregard any of those prior to this. But the thing is, especially now with the latest batch of Marvel series and movies that we've gotten over the last year or two, I went back and I rewatched all the older stuff, and the difference in quality is pretty astonishing. So today we're going to talk about Spider-Man Homecoming. It's the first of the Spider-Man trilogies within the MCU. It's a weird collaboration between two studios, between Marvel, Disney, and Sony. Thank God they did not totally screw it up. So without further ado, let's get into it. And the way I'm going to do these videos is that I'm going to break down like different aspects of the movie itself. So we're going to focus on the main character, the hero, side characters, the villain, then the plot, special effects, soundtrack, things that I thought were completely awesome and things that I feel like they were terrible. So first, let's start off with the hero, Spider-Man. Tom Holland really does a great job with Spider-Man. And not only does Tom do a good job as Spider-Man, he makes a great Peter Parker. He really embodies the character. Thankfully, we do not get another origin story. We've seen that a billion times, but in a sneaky way, Marvel is able to slide in that trope where we have our hero having to learn how to use his powers. In this case, Spidey is learning how to use this suit that was given to him by Tony Stark. It's super advanced, and Tony never really explained to Peter how to use it, so he's sort of learning on the way. Now, for the side characters, they're also great, surprisingly. Zendaya as Mary Jane does a fantastic job. I have a very stupid and small gripe over the MJ that we get in these movies. She's not a redhead, sort of like a defining trait of the character, but it's dumb. And then we have the character of Ned Leeds, who also, he's fantastic. Which I feel he's more like a stand-in for a character from the Ultimate Universe called Kong. Just in case I checked. And Ned in the movie is just Ned. He's not Ned Leeds, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. Then the main villain to the movie is the Vulture, that when he was first announced, I was like, the Vulture, really? And it's weird because my knee-jerk reaction with the Vulture is that he's not a very interesting villain, but going back to Spider-Man's library, there's like 3 or 4 really good Vulture stories out there. And I have to say that Michael Keaton just really kills it in this role. He does a fantastic job with Adrian Toomes. Vulture's backstory and motivations in this movie makes him to be one of the best villains within the MCU, at least for me. You can understand his motivations and empathize with what drives the guy, but you can see that he has gone so far that he's become a really evil person. So the plot itself, it's very driven by the Vulture. It's driven by the villain. And during most of the movie, Spider-Man is just one step behind the Vulture in every single one of his actions. Now, let's talk about the action in general in this movie and the special effects. Top notch. They do a really good job. Here, when stuff goes down, it's very gripping. You feel like the stakes are very high, even though the scale of this movie, it's very small. I guess this speaks very well of the director, Jon Watts. Throughout this whole flick, I feel like he does a fantastic job. Now, the soundtrack to this movie, it's serviceable, but I really love the end credits song. I feel like they killed it there. Now, this movie does have like this really great reveal, plot twist moment where when it happened in the theater that I was in, I heard a couple people say out loud, "Holy shit," or "Oh my God." That part really caught a lot of people by surprise. And the way the reveal is shown, again, the director does a masterful job. Like, he takes some really interesting creative decisions there. Now, for the bad, there's just two small gripes. I feel like the Shocker was completely wasted. That's sort of like a trope with the MCU, is to waste classic characters doing some really minor stuff and they're killed off really quickly. And the other is that during the whole movie, we never get to see Spider-Man swinging through New York City, Manhattan per se. That's sort of like a thing with Spider-Man. So I thought this flick was really awesome. I go back and rewatch it at least once a year. And I have like a weird grading system. So I'm going to give it a 33. It's like how I sum up all the parts that I like and dislike about a movie. It's going to make more sense when I have more movie reviews out. So I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.